Hi, in this video I'm going to show you just a couple techniques for doing some simple unwrapping, and you'll need to do unwrapping of your objects in order to make like a AO map, shadow map for it, among other things. So we're at our startup screen. We're going to hit, you're going to click the box, cube, whatever, hit X and delete that one, and let's add our own, add mesh cube. Now, as you can see, it's just a cube. We're not going to do anything with it because I'm just going to show you unwrapping. Over here, up in your upper right hand corner, you just want to left click that and drag it across the window here. And I'll leave it a little bit bigger so that you can see I usually make mine pretty small. Down here in this drop up menu, just right click it and go to UV image editor, and that's just going to be eventually that will just be your texture, your AO map, but right now I'm just going to show you unwrapping. So I'm zooming in on this with my middle mouse button. Now the first way is without marking any seams or anything, just having the, just go to edit, and A will deselect everything, A will select everything. So let's just select everything. Hit the letter U on your keyboard and go to Smart UV Project. And we're going to leave the angle limit the same, and the island margin we want to be about 0.10, just to give us some space in between each section, and hit OK. There, over here you'll see that it unwrapped for you each side, so that when you make your AO map, you'll have each side where you can work and bake, and you can add your texture. And you can move these around, size them however you want. I'll just hover over one and hit the L button, L as in Linda, and then the G button will move it. G is for grab. So you hit the G and then you just move your mouse and you can move it anywhere you want, left click it into place. And the same with, you can do sizing, rotate. So I really wasn't going to get into that with this one, but while we're here, let's do it. Let's do rotate, and you can hit the letter R, and then you can either just rotate it like this by moving your mouse button, okay, Control Z to get back, or you can go rotate 45 back. Let's see, Control Z to get back to it. You can go rotate on the X at 90. Of course you won't see it because it's square. It's going to look the same no matter how you rotate it that way. Anyway, I'm going to show you the other way to unwrap over here. So let's go back over to this window, hit A to deselect everything. Unwrapping is basically making the pattern for it. So if you think of this as being 6 squares that are sewn together, basically you're just going to take a seam ripper and take all those seams out. So we go down here to line, and you click a line. Over here you want this for the UVs, shading / UVs, and you want to mark that seam and hit A again. You'll see that that seam turned red. Now you only have one seam marked, but if you go and you hit U and you go to just unwrap, oops, sorry, select it all, go to U and hit unwrap. Well, you'll see it didn't turn out. That's because you can't just mark just the one seam and have it work. So we're going to mark all 4 of these seams. I'm going to do Shift Alt and look up, or you can just change your perspective on using your keypad 1, 3, 7. Alright, we're going to mark all 4 of those, and then we're going to try it again, A, and sometimes it's just trial and error. With a cube it's pretty easy, but I'm showing you the different ways. So seeing you go, oh, that didn't really turn out either. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom, and I'm going to hold shift down, right click, and mark those 4. So now if you see we have this square, should show up there as a square. This one here is all marked, so it should show up there as a square. So let's select it all, U, unwrap, and that's the way it shows up. Still not what we want. So we can mark another seam along this side. Select A, U, unwrap. Now this is more like it. Now what this will do is like L, G, so I can move these out of the way so you can see L, G. These look like 4 squares, but we only marked 1 seam. So this might be handy if you want the whole sides to be unwrapped as one long one, because you're just going to place something, you want just the 2 main sides to be squares. So if you go to like face and you click on them, you can see where everything is on your map, and you highlight it all and it'll all show up. Of course this you don't want ever to be outside of this line here. You'd want to have it in, and actually you would go size and make it smaller because you want some kind of margin around there. But we're going to go back over here and we're going to hit A, and if you want you can clear all the seams and start over. And you will see that none of them are red. Or you can just clear 1 seam at a time by choosing it. But we're going to hit A and we're going to mark all the seams. Go to U, unwrap, and it shows up the same as it did when we did the smart unwrapping, except for there's no margin. So you might want to move it around a little bit, give it some margins. Let's see, L, G, L, oops, L, G, and then select them all and bring them in, just so that you know for sure that they're inside of this square. So the next video I'll show you how to bake this.